how long was it until you got off the truck? Because
Um,
I know you had that first 2 year hiccup, so we can't count that. So let's scratch that. How long after that first 2 year hiccup, when you had the whole like fine and all that, after that was all taken care of, how long were you on the truck for?
I'd say within a year after that, we were doing, because it's nice to have two people. We were doing like one day I would be in the office, Nick would be in the field. The next day I would be in the field, Nick would be in the office. So we kind of worked back and forth with that to try to use that to our advantage a little bit, get us off so we could work on some more back end stuff, as well as still getting the jobs done, because we didn't have employees trained to just hop in the truck and go do it safely slash efficiently. So we kind of went like that. And then when did we officially get off?
fully off, I would say would have been probably about 3 to 4 years ago. Probably three to be like fully. And I mean, when I say fully too, like year 3 and 2, we're off the truck, but there's always stuff that happens. I mean, there's plenty of people that go on and act like they're not, but I promise you, stuff breaks down and things need to get done. You hop back in there and get it
Yeah,
done.
if somebody calls in for the day, you're filling in. That's pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, that used to be a big thing, and even like to now, like we're always pretty much out of the truck. But there's some things that we do, like we get minimum. Like a big thing for us is like single item pickups, so we know that we're pretty much breaking even if we send the crew out to do them. So any single item pickup, like a match or something that's within 15 minutes of us, usually me and him will go run out and just grab it real quick, just because it's all you're doing a single item pickup for is to get that interaction, get the review, get the repeat client, and all that type of stuff. So it's like not a big sweat if we're already out, doing estimates and whatnot. We'll sometimes go and grab it. But yeah, I would say overall, we call it 95% out probably the last like 3 years.
Now, when you went with the employees and everything, when did you know was the right time? Like, was it like the income was just, it was flowing, you were getting steady jobs every day and you were, ready to take that plunge? Because it's got to be a little nerve wracking when, like when your business is hot and cold, to hire those employees, because that's when you could start digging yourself a hole real quickly. So when did you guys know was the right time? And now that you look back, did you do it at the right time, or would you like maybe waited a little longer, or would you even maybe went a little faster and got employees?
Yeah, I think when we first got like our first employee was obviously me and Nick running around doing everything, and then it kind of got to a point where we were at capacity for me and Nick, and even maybe a little above capacity that me and Nick could handle with the equipment that we had. So that's when we were like, let's hire a guy, and then now we were running three people, and then it was like, okay, well, a lot of days we have uh, enough work for two people to do. So then that's when we kind of did the office switch out thing. And then kind of like, I think it was grow to capacity and then bring on more resources, whether that be employees or trucks. And then we could continue going from there. I think we did pretty good with that when we brought, and like our first guy, what didn't need like 40, 45 hours a week. It was more of like younger kid, bring him on, kind of teach him the ropes a little bit. So like if he got 26 hours this week, he wasn't worried about that at all. So I think having someone flexible when you don't have those steady 40 plus hour weeks, I think that helps a lot.
Like I don't know if you just saw the video I put out today. Actually, it was about that, and it was pretty much how we started was
College kids.
college kids, and it just works out nice because you get a big clean out. You need 4 or 5 people on it for 3 days. They'll work, and then if you don't have anything next week, they're not really stressing it like as it would be if you have someone who has live on their own, family, that type of deal. So
That hit home for me today when I heard that. I told my girl, I was like, yo, it's perfect. I was like, I was getting a little nervous. I'm like, all right, when's the right time to go get the second truck and go get another employee and start training and all that? And then when you made that clip today and I listened, I'm like, yo, this is perfect. I'm always at the gym and I got like a little fan club and it's right in a college town. And it's like, it's all college kids there looking for part-time jobs. And when you said that, I'm like, bingo. It's like all my fans at the gym, that I help out working out and all these dudes. You want a real workout and want to make some money? Yeah, let me get your number and all. So how does it all work out? Like, as far as like with workers' compensation, with part-time and all that, like, how do you like balance that out? Like, do you go right away? Do you just hire them on and, hope they're going to work out? Or is there like a probationary period, like that you just try them out first before you put them on the books?
It's a question, Rich.
Yeah. So when we first started, like October 7th, 2017, we didn't get workers' comp, and then we just got like general liability, and it was just me and Nick. We were like, oh, we're the owners, we don't need it. Then the first contractor, within 2 weeks that we wanted to do interior demo work for and picking up stuff, they required it. So we went to our insurance guy and we were like, they say we need workers' comp, but it's just us. Like, what do we do? And he says, you have to get it. And it's like a minimum policy. So I think at the time it was like $1,100 for the year or something like that. And then you still have it. So we were like, okay. So we were just paying for it. And that wasn't, I mean, back then it was more significant than it is now. But so that wasn't a big deal. So we got that. And then we realized like, oh, this contractor needs this much in general liability and this much this. So we always pretty much had workers' comp. And then when it comes to the employees thing, we usually, I would say 80 to 90% of the new employees that we get are referrals from current employees that have a good work ethic, come in on time, do what they're supposed to do, and they know what we expect out of like an employee. So it's much easier. So like we'll bring them on. I would say half and half. Like, so I've had a couple people that we brought on to like more like a casual labor thing, and then bring them their envelope of papers that they have to fill out, and then just put them on a QuickBooks and stuff, and then we can start running payroll from there. But I think it's good to have workman's comp no matter the size, because you're going to be able to get all those contractors and bigger companies that no matter what require it, whether you're using it for employees or not.
I do have a great workers' comp story as well.
Nice. Let's hear it, brother.
All right, so Rich knows this one, obviously. But in terms of everyone just needs workers' comp, but in terms of actually a time where you needed to use it and it actually saved you a little bit, we had an employee on a demolition job, interior, on like a step stool, taking ceiling tiles out, and like metal studs that run through on a commercial. Basically, there's holes in them for wires to run through.
Okay.
He basically lost his balance on the step stool, got his pinky in the hole of the metal, and the pinky fell on the floor.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So he still works for us today, and he unfortunately does not have his left pinky.
Damn. Wow.
Now, however, with all that, luckily, having workers' comp and having the right stuff for the right thing, God forbid we didn't have that, and it was something,
business is done then. You're done.
You're done there. So that's a huge point where everything, anything that he missed and all that stuff, medical was all covered and everything was covered in general, and it wasn't like, a complete thing. But that's the one and only time that we've really had a major issue.
I gotta say, bro, you come across everything. Marin, first you go with the big fine, and you learn with the license right away, and now you just learn with workers' comp. Oh man, dude, holy shit!
They were hitting us from every angle.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
Always.